Hello, my friends. This is my first time going live on YouTube. I'm fresh out of the barn in giddy up mode, and I had a message that I wanted to share with you, my teamies. So, we are in a very unique moment. We joined LifeVantage. We're within our first, for me, 6th week, for you, 2nd week. And I want to welcome some high vibrational leadership where we don't hustle harder, we align higher. See, a lot of people keep their view here on the horizon and are constantly chasing goals. All we have to do is align with the divine and make our mission known. So I feel like the divine is in complete synchronicity for us as a team. And my mom, right before I joined, invited me to do this Bible study with her on the book of John. And today we were talking about John chapter 7. And I couldn't help but think of you. So I want to bring into our team cadence that on Tuesdays, I will breathe some fresh air into our team, inspired by this Bible study, because Tuesdays are the days that are my best days ever. It's my prayer day. It's the day where I do a 1.5 hour healing group. It's the day where I spend 2 hours in the Bible with my mom and then another 2 hours praying prayer requests. So I feel like this is the day where I'm in my best space to bring that to you. So this week's leadership message is to see beyond resistance and grow your influence. That's what Jesus did in John chapter 7. We see in this chapter how people were wrestling with who Jesus really was. And it reminds us that true leadership requires patience and requires discernment and requires a trust in divine timing. The verse that we memorized this week, oh gosh, I shouldn't say we memorized because I haven't memorized it yet. The verse I was introduced to today that I'm memorizing throughout the week is John chapter 7, verse 24. Look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly. That reminded me of my days in systems thinking where we pictured an iceberg, and at the tip of the iceberg is what is seen. But beneath what we see are the patterns and trends of behavior, are the structures that generate that behavior. And then beneath those structures are the mental models that served to generate those structures. It was the thinking that created those structures. And then the structure is what's forcing that pattern of behavior. For example, in the grocery store, we know that 73% of those items are processed foods. They're found in the center aisles where there's no nutritional value, right? So if you're a smart and savvy shopper, you shop the perimeter. But what do most people do? They go to those areas in the center of the grocery store. And what's at child's height? If you picture a child sitting in a grocery cart, at their height, you see a lot of cartoon images, a lot of products loaded with sugar. That structure generates a pattern in buyer behavior. That pattern has led us to some unhealthy places. And at the tip of the iceberg, what do we see? We see obesity rates rising. We see pediatric cancer on the rise, autism and children on the spectrum on the rise. So a lot of these structures or systems are very present in our lives. And I think it's very important, this verse, look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly. When we can see the entirety of the system, we can make more informed choices. And I want you to be thinking about not only making more informed choices about your own health, but about your leadership and your identity as a leader as you present this business in the world. Because here's what I know for sure. Moments like this are very rare. LifeVantage just acquired LoveBiome. They're going to be investing hugely in our growth, in our businesses, in our team, in our compensation. They're going to get really progressive because we want to win in the market. Now, that means we have to take personal ownership and responsibility and win in our business. I'm noticing for me that I'm having to shift from being the patterns that brought me success as a trainer and a coach. I spent a lot of time studying, an inordinate amount of time studying. I was in scholar mode probably 60% of the time. Another 10% of the time, I'm with senior leaders calibrating our plan, getting feedback on my thoughts and ideas. Then another 10% is about finalizing that and putting it into a beautiful scope and sequence, marketing it, recruiting participants, and then the remaining percent of my time was around delivering training and delivering coaching in one-on-one and small group settings. This new career requires a behavioral shift. This business is going to require behavioral shifts from you as well. You're going to need to be in conversation more. That means we're not selling, we're sharing. Selling, I noticed for me, makes me all weird and awkward. I start to be like, I started having a conversation with you and now I'm weird and I don't know how to convince you to buy this. We're not convincing anyone of anything. See, leaders and the world's most influential people know that people support what they create. So you're going to get into a caring conversation with people, just like Jesus did. I'm realizing Jesus never studied. So you're going to be in conversation and communication with people. You're going to be in connection with people, community with people. And through that, people we know buy from people they know, like, and trust. We know that about buyer behavior. So you have to be known. You have to be liked. You have to be trusted. This business is going to require the absolute best of us. And that's the best part, is that we're going to grow personally, professionally, and in our revenue and level of service. I just learned yesterday, don't make money your goal. Make service your goal, because when you serve at the highest level, the value comes from it. People aren't coming to you looking to spend money. They're coming to you looking for value. And so that's the first mindset shift, from selling to sharing and being in connection with others. Share from the depths of your heart, not from your head. Your head's frequency is 13 to 30 hertz. Your heart's frequency is 528 hertz. They're going to feel that. So stay in your heart space. I have 3 things that are lessons from John chapter 7 that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to get off on a passionate tangent about all the things. So some profound lessons for us as network marketing leaders. I'm using terminology intentionally. You are a network marketing professional or a multi-level marketing professional. You are a leader. Choose whatever combination of those words you like, but professional and leader should be part of the identity that you're forming in this moment. And you're not going to feel like it. You cannot allow feelings to be in charge of the results you're getting. That's what most people do. And Romans 12:2 teaches us, do not conform to the patterns of this world. Most people, they don't feel like it, so they don't do it. But instead, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's letting go of the thoughts that no longer serve you and replacing those thoughts with new thoughts. Because when you reframe your thinking, you reclaim your life. I know you signed on to this because you have a big vision and mission in your heart. And I want you to connect to that 528 hertz. Put it on YouTube, 528 hertz, find a frequency you like and get in that heart space. So lesson 1, write this in your journal. I journaled up for you. So let's get in our journals. People reject what they don't understand. In chapter 7, people didn't understand Jesus. They didn't understand where he was from. And so they started to ask questions. That resistance wasn't personal to who Jesus was. It was about their limited perception. So our resistance in our business, when someone resists the buy, that's just based on their limited perception, their energy level being in vibrational alignment with yours, and their readiness to make that decision. Okay, so the leadership insight we can take away is that people are going to mirror their inner beliefs and fears. When their vibration is misaligned with what you're offering, they may resist. As my daughter would say, let it go and let it flow. Keep your vibration high and move on. Keep moving forward. That rising tide will raise all ships. They'll meet you eventually. You're a part of a very big team and a massive movement. It's easy to feel alone when you're sitting with your list and you're trying to figure out, how do I study these products? What do I say? Who am I going to call? Right? That's when you're allowing you to drive your business. I want you to, again, get out of horizontal thinking and into vertical alignment. Put on your 528 hertz. Listen to the voice of God guiding you. Invite the Holy Spirit into your business and then respond appropriately. LifeVantage is on the rise. We are raising the tide and you will raise others with you. I want you to be the embodiment of the fruit of the Spirit. love, peace, joy, kindness, gentleness, patience, faithfulness, and self-control. So your action step for point 1 is to reflect the energy of this statement. You can write it down in your journal. I am a leader whose energy inspires clarity, confidence, and possibility. Sometimes people just need to imagine the possibilities again, to imagine the possibilities of life when you're well rested, when you're sleeping through the night, when you're waking up before your alarm, super focused and able to get your job done in fewer hours, giving you more freedom and joy to spend time with your family. So your family gets the best of you, not the rest of you at the end of the day. That's what's really important. You are holding the vibrational energy of their vision. Don't allow distraction to pull you out of that space. Focus on alignment, not persuasion. You don't have to convince anything to anyone of anything. Your presence will naturally draw those who are ready to you when you stay in that alignment. When you stay in low vibrational energies of fear, worry, anxiety, overthinking, analysis paralysis, comparisonitis, and FOMO, which for high achievers is fear of missed opportunities. We don't miss fear of missing out of the boring rhythm of the world, but we do fear missing opportunities. Those are low vibrational states, and you're going to attract low vibrational beings when you're there. You have to align with the fruit of the Spirit in order to attract those who are really ready to be a part of this movement. Point number 2, fear fuels resistance. Just like the Pharisees, some people are going to resist change or new opportunities because it threatens their comfort zone. It threatens their perception of control. It threatens their identity. And so our leadership insights are that resistance is often just fear in disguise. They're not resisting you. They're afraid of what's possible for them. It's not at all a reflection of your value, but a signal of their inner struggle. It's not an invitation to push harder, but to be in flow, to meet them where they're at and say, I feel some resistance. What are you most afraid of? And let them talk. People support what they create. Allow them to create their plan forward. And you're just there guiding them, walking right alongside them. As leaders, again, we flow from the fruits of the Spirit. We allow others to shift in their own timing as we protect. I put a golden globe of protection over my high vibe energy every day because I know it's really easy for the world to lower my vibe. Your action step with point 2, when you encounter some resistance or pushback or objections, if we want to use sales language, pause and ask, is this fear or misunderstanding? How can I respond in flow rather than force? So you have to discern, just like Jesus was discerning. He was very strategic in his timing. I loved that when his brothers were trying to get him to go to the Festival of the Tabernacle, he told them, my time is not yet here. For you, any time will do. That's the patterns of this world have us hurrying and hustling and running all over. Time doesn't matter. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. Jesus operated at a different speed. He's a 3 mile per hour God. I remember reading when my pastor in Colorado recommended that book. I thought, oh my gosh, here I am in my Porsche doing 100 on the highway. And Jesus is operating at 3 miles an hour. I better slow down so I can pay attention to who he's guiding me to. For you, any time will do. For Jesus, he was intentional. Okay. So you cannot pull someone into that alignment with you. If they're low vibe, you've tried that, right? You've tried to force someone low vibe to raise their vibration to be with you. You might not have intentionally known you were doing it, but you're trying to help. You're trying to help. And it's like climbing through mud, right? You're not designed to climb the mountaintop. You're designed to set sail and be in flow, right? So we've got to shed that hurry and hustle, rush to the top, climb the ladder, climb the mountain. That mentality and way of business is falling by the wayside. And so it's important for us to get into flow and know they'll meet you. You'll attract a new vibrational energy of people when you get yourself into that state. And the third and final point is patience equals love and boundaries. Jesus didn't force people to believe him. He moved very strategically, showing wisdom in time and patience. That I want you to be your goal of the week. Show wisdom in time and patience. You'll know people whose time is with you, and you got to give people some time, and you've got to give yourself time. Time to do this messy, time to learn as you grow. You're either growing or plateauing. And you're only going to grow not by having your head in a book, but by being in action. This is not a scholar's business. This is a service business. So the leadership insight here is that effective leaders are able to integrate love and firmness. As a high performance coach, we were taught to be challenge oriented and future focused. Meet people in the challenge. Help them see what their future could be like. You're the keeper of possibility for them. You can cast that compelling vision. What would it mean to you to get a good night's sleep, to wake feeling rested, to have so much energy that you get to be the best version of you each day? What would that be like? Would that feel good to you? You get to be that kind, compassionate, and patient person without allowing their need to know and their need to figure it out to lower your vibration. You keep your message and your mission clear. We're on a mission to activate health. We are the only activation company in the world. That's big. Keep your mission strong and clear. Stay there. Leadership is an art of flow, not force. In your business, you'll have a lot of churn if you're forcing buyers. If you're forcing people to buy, they'll buy because of the pressure and the icky feeling to make you go away, but they won't stay. And then it's really a lot of energy to continue to fill that pipeline. It is much easier to work once and love and care along the way. These products are amazing, science-backed, highly effective, results-oriented. So people will continue to use them. I never, ever, ever want to be off of the Tri-Synergizer. So my upline gets that month after month. They worked once and they get that recurring revenue. Recurring revenue versus churn. I want you to be thoughtful of that. Recurring revenue happens when you're in flow. Churn happens when you're forcing the buy. So you push too hard, the energy resists. It's a very painful way to run your business. You lead with patience and integrity, and the heart awakens naturally. Patience, again, like Jesus, was not passive. It was very strategic and intentional. So I want you to be strategic and intentional with your patience this week. Trust that divine timing orchestrates growth. You can pray for their decisions. You can pray for their business to come to you. You don't have to force and make it as hard as we think. So your action step here is practice patience with purpose. Repeat after me. I lead with love, clarity, and divine timing, trusting that growth unfolds perfectly. We're in a moment of divine orchestration. All things are happening for us and flowing to us. I want you to stay in that space. So your big takeaway, identity first, you're a leader. You're not defined by others' acceptance or others' actions. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't need a permission slip to be a leader. It's just a decision. It's a decision and a commitment. Second, understand fear. Fear is a natural part of the human experience. We all have it. You know you're in a state of fear when you see one of these four things. Overthinking. Funny that I had to pause on that one. Analysis paralysis, comparisonitis, and FOMO, fear of missed opportunity. When I learned that from Jen Gottlieb's book, Be Seen, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm a master of all of those things. I've got to let go of fear. And so now I practice that awareness. If I'm in those patterns of behavior, I get myself out as quickly as I can. And when people are there, meet them with compassion, with clarity for our business and our mission, and with alignment with your higher self. Don't meet them here getting stuck in the weeds. Stay here in alignment. Choose flow over force. We are in a Maya Angelou moment. I've been called to be the bridge between this younger generation that's coming in, that's going to become 75% of the workforce within 10 years. They are doing business differently, my friends. They are resisting and redefining success. To them, they're not willing to sacrifice like we were. We made sacrifices to have the fancy house and car. They'd rather be homeless. They'd rather live in an RV. So we have that coming into the workforce, and then we're kind of then there's this kind of old school operating system, the hurry, hustle, grind culture that's asking us to sell our souls in exchange for success. And we are in this bridge moment. I call this generation that's inspiring this change the Maya Angelou generation. They'll forget what you said, even though you planned every word. They'll forget what you did, even though you acted with intention, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That's why I want you focused on your vibrational energy. We are feeling beings, and there is a massive awakening happening, and people's intuition is rising. They're discerning and making their decisions, not so much from here anymore, but from their gut. Okay? So I want you to remember that your vibration is everything. So I'm going to give you a DIY vibration recalibration. So before you begin your business activities, for me, I like to do this at 11:11 because that's my angel number, or at 1:11, and I build my calendar around that. So I do my sound bath, my midday. I like to have my creative zone in the morning. I spend time on my author life in the morning, and then I get to business. 11:11, I do my sound healing. Sometimes it's only 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour. It just depends on how the rest of what my obligations are and priorities for the rest of the day. So I like to be very intentional. So to me, 11:11 works. Some days it's 1:11. Some days it's whenever the heck it can happen, right? I'm only sharing my story to inspire and ignite ideas and possibilities in you. The purpose of this DIY vibration recalibration is for you to have an intentional space to invite the Holy Spirit to guide your business, to align your energy and manifest that transformation that you're seeking. This ritual combines an affirmation with breath work and visualization and sound to raise your vibration and sharpen your leadership intuition. So, create your space. That's step one. You can find a corner of the room. I've had to do this in the bathroom before when I was in corporate. Can be at your desk, can be in your bed, can be on the sofa. I love to do it outside with my feet on the ground, if possible, barefoot. You can light a candle or diffuse some essential oils, spray some aromatherapy, light an incense. Frankincense, lavender, and rosemary or orange are really great for these types of activities. Sit comfortably, make sure your spine is straight. Get that alignment. Connect your highest self. Feet grounded, hands resting gently. Take a moment and set your intention. You might say something like, I open myself to divine guidance, clarity, and the flow of abundant leadership energy in my business. Step two, affirmation. You can say this 11 times with conviction or pick your angel number. Gigi, can you give me like 3 minutes before you do that? Say this aloud 11 times with conviction. I move like Jesus, strategically showing wisdom in time and patience. Take the lessons from the best-selling book of all time. I move like Jesus, strategically showing wisdom in time and patience. You can write it down, reinforce that intention, integrate the spoken word with the written word, seeing it visually, integrate that into your mind. And then as you speak it, incorporate your vision. Imagine yourself moving confidently in your business, speaking with authority and conviction, shoulders back, chin up. We have tech neck so often that we start getting into business mode like this. It literally lowers your vibration. So make your decisions with divine timing as your guide and inspire those who are your future team members through patience and strategy. Think about that. Their nervous system is going to feel your presence. That's why they're going to want to be on your team. That's why they're going to want to be your customer. Step three is breath work. I like to take 11 slow, intentional breaths as I'm integrating during my sound bath. Visualize as I'm inhaling. Divine light entering through my crown chakra, filling my body with clarity, courage, and high vibrational energy. Exhaling, releasing the tension, limiting thoughts, fear or doubt that block flow and alignment. Let it go. And then I like, again, that 432 hertz or 528 hertz having that frequency to support that inner state of calm. Being emotionally calm in a world of chaos is the greatest gift you can bring to someone. And it also allows you DNA level energetic activation. You're changing your cells. Step 4, we're almost to the home stretch, visualization and flow. Close your eyes, see your business growing effortlessly. Picture the metrics dashboards, picture the leaderboards and you climbing up those ranks. People are going to be drawn to your leadership naturally. So cultivate it intentionally. Imagine that your energy is magnetic. I often like to imagine this like the old fashioned big red with the silver ends. Like I'm just a big magnet drawing people from all over to me rather than trying to force an outcome. I did that a lot in my younger years. I'd make a vision board and I'd strategize and I'd have my objectives and key results and I would chase those KPIs, key performance indicators. And I would go, 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 hurry, hustle, grind. Don't stop till you get enough. I was just on fire. It's exhausting. Instead, we can lead in flow and divine timing. We can allow our actions to be guided, allow our energy to attract the right opportunities so we're not spending time spinning our wheels in motion in the wrong direction. Trust God's timing for your growth and the growth of your team. Yes, you will have a team someday. Step 5, last thing, place your hand over your heart. This is your closing part. Offer gratitude. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the divine flow that is moving through me today. I trust my leadership journey and the unfolding of all things in perfect timing. Then slowly open your eyes and bring your awareness back to your workspace, carrying that calm, aligned energy into action. Doesn't that feel good? You don't have to, if you operate in that hurry, hurry, hurry chaos, people are going to be like, I don't have time for that right now. And in this business, they get to opt into working with you or opt out. So they have the choice. Are you the kind of person that they want to work with? The answer is always yes when you're in vibrational energy. When you're in alignment with that highest frequency and highest version of yourself, that is the Holy Spirit in you. You can feel it when the Holy Spirit's present. So invite the Holy Spirit into your day. And as you go about this DIY recalibration, people will come to mind. After I do it, I like to just jot down those names, and that's who I reach out to. Very authentically, very real, super simple. The other day, I was driving down the road. I saw a change of pace. It was an assisted living facility. And I literally sent a text to my friend Lori Pace. I said, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I just drove past this sign and I thought, I'm in a season of life that has a change of pace. And that made me think of you. And I just wanted, excuse me, I just wanted to reach out and say, I saw that and I'm thinking of you. I hope you're doing so well. Again, I'm building that know, like, and trust factor very intentionally. I'm also getting to be the kind of person I want to be in the world. Loving, caring, kind, filled with love, peace, joy, kindness, gentleness, goodness, all the fruits of the Spirit, patience, faithfulness, self-control. We get to be those things in this business. That's the most beautiful part. It's your business, your way. All right, my friends, that's all I've got. I love you so much, and we'll see you next week.